Washington, D.C. in the United States, and this year I was placed at a nursing and medical school in Colleen. My original plan for host community engagement was to try and join a local soccer team, as that is one of my passions and hobbies, and in addition to try to create some sort of club at my school related to health and kind of health in the community. I definitely had to adjust my plans and expectations. I was able to find a local soccer team, which was really exciting. However, it was a little bit outside of my town, which proved difficult. However, the women on the team were extremely generous in giving me rides and accommodating my lack of check and lack of a car. However, with the club at my school, that proved more challenging. So I was able to implement more of a general English language club and communication club, which has been really successful. I have a core group of about 8 students that are very dedicated and always asking me, Maddie, are we having English club today? Maddie, you didn't put the sign up. Are we still having English club? Which is very rewarding for me. I think it was a lot more independent than I was expecting at my school. I think due to numerous challenges this year, including coronavirus, and some of the challenges related to the schedules of my students, as they have some time in the classroom during the week in addition to practical training on different days in the hospital. It was quite difficult to coordinate a time and a schedule that worked for everyone. So I think I had to be a lot more independent and resourceful than I was expecting. That said, I think once I figured out that I just needed to ask for things, there was a lot more options available. There were less resources and opportunities just presented, but once I was able to ask, there was a lot more that I didn't realize. I just had to push a little bit more on my end to see, hey, what is possible? Is this possible? Can we try this? I know you've never done it before, but can we think about a way to make this happen? So one of the things that I think is really important is when you get to your school, to your placement, is to listen to what the students are saying. What things are they not getting out of their education, or what things would they really like to learn about that they currently don't have an opportunity to. So one of the key things at my school was just other career ideas and opportunities other than just being a nurse at a hospital. And so I was able to host a virtual career day with a member of the World Health Organization to give my students some broader perspective on what careers are available for someone with practical training in medicine and at a hospital. And then in addition, I was able to host another ETA with good experience in mental health to really help my students see the importance of mental health and to understand that it is a priority and it is something we need to focus on, because that was something that a lot of my students felt was lacking and was not being discussed at all. And that was a really amazing day to be able to host her at my school, which was a lot easier for my school than to send my students on a trip somewhere. And then finally, I was able to collaborate with another Fulbright alumni who works for a nonprofit here in Prague, and they were actually able to host my students for a day to learn about palliative care and long-term nursing care in the private sector as an NGO, and not necessarily in the public health space at a hospital. So that was, again, really awesome to have that collaboration with another Fulbrighter, and to have my students just see that there's so much more out there than just the hospital in Colleen where they do their practical training. One of the things that you will hear, and one of the things that I think is really important, is that every placement is unique, and this sounds maybe a little bit cringy or cheesy, but it's really true. I think one of the things I've been able to reflect on is that while my placement had less immediate resources, trips, opportunities directly available, I think that really allowed me to push myself to create opportunities for my students that they wouldn't also otherwise have. And I think don't be afraid to look externally as well. Utilize the other ETAs in your cohort and their expertise and their experiences. I am not an expert on mental health, and my students really felt like it was something they needed, so I was really happy to be able to tap into the expertise of another ETA, and again with another Fulbrighter, to be able to say, hey, my students would love to learn more about this. Is it possible for us to come see you? And to have that kind of shared common connection was huge. So I think I'm really satisfied with it, and I think if I had been maybe at a school that had more readily available opportunities, I might not have pushed myself in this way.